And what is ilham? The word ilham itself in Arabic means inspiration. And basically a group of like-minded friends and myself, we came together in the beginning of the year to see how we can leverage on what we have today. And that is mainly the internet, social media, technology, using this medium to be able to have positive change in our community. And I think the motivation for having Ilham, to create Ilham, came about a few years ago when I was a student in the university. At that time, I wasn't very sure what field I'll be pursuing, and I felt that I didn't really have a strong network of people I could tap on and rely on. And I guess if you look at the other communities in Singapore, they have a strong network. If say someone wants to be a lawyer, they have a group of people they can go to, or if someone wants to pursue other fields, they can do that. So what we are hoping is to be able to connect at scale all Muslim professionals from all walks of life, covering all angles, from technology to the arts to the government sector, all across board. So we will give an opportunity to every single Muslim youth. If he or she wants to pursue her dreams, she would have a network, he or she would have a network or a group of people that can guide her or him. And for today, to kick off things, we are very lucky to have with us a very special gentleman. He in fact has declared himself to be a self-professed technology geek. Quite a cool term to have. He's a loving father of three and a wonderful community leader himself. I present to you Jeffrey Salleh. Wow, Jeff, that seems to be a lot of things you're doing, not just juggling the fast-paced, hectic nature of your job in a big technology company, but also as a president of M Club with many initiatives you're running. I mean, and also not forgetting that you're a family man and a father of three. I mean, seriously, like, what is your secret sauce? How do you juggle all these things?
Like all of us, we have 24 hours. I have limited, that is the capacity that we have. And I have responsibilities. And where I fall short in some of my responsibilities, that's where the family members step up and actually help me with that. And I also maximize my time. I make sure that if I spend 1 hour with the family, I give them the full 1 hour, my full attention, so that they don't feel short. And at work, I have built a lot of relationship and trust with the people I work with. Professionally, I have team members who have worked with me for the last 10 years. And they understand what I want, they understand what I need, what I look for. So even before I need to ask, they already presented to me. So my decision making process is going to be much easier and much faster. And and they can make their decisions themselves. I've the trust that they can make a good decision themselves. And in pretty much, I remove myself from being the bottleneck of a lot of things. And with M Club, and it's the same thing. I'm blessed with a few people, who is very energetic, who can take my idea, discuss, brainstorm, and then they can implement it. They can go ahead and implement it. So I can move on to areas where I can still continue making use of my strength, which is coming up with new ideas, new concepts, pushing the boundaries, and that's where I kind of contribute to this. And the secret sauce is also giving me the energy of it, right? And I keep on feeding my energy and my passion.
Sometimes discovering what we really like, it's maybe a little bit lacking. And I think you seem to have a very clear passion for technology. How did you uncover this interest? And was it something that as a kid you knew that I'll definitely become maybe whatever, I could be a project manager, I could be a software developer, but I want to be in this technology field. How did this come about, your passion?
It was an experience where I started when I was 14 years old. So it was quite interesting. My mom, I think, has an aspiration for me to be an office clerk. Her idea is, work in the office. It's much nicer environment. So when I was in Sec 1, she enrolled me for a typewriting course. So I did a typewriting course for about a year. I go somewhere and do the typewriting. Somehow she discovered this thing with computer and word processor. I don't know how. Maybe I should ask. I know. She knows that you can do the same thing, the typewriting, but using a computer.
Right.
So she enrolled me in a computer course that pretty much do office skills. I still remember it was WordStar. That was a very old software.
Before my age.
Yeah, so it was WordStar, if I remember correctly. And I just go down there and how to use the word processor, right? You type in and you bold and underline and things like that. And then, like all computer center, they sell more programs, and they sell a programming program, which we have no idea what it is, but it has the word basic. So both of us are kind of comfortable. So if it means basic, that means it's easy. So let's try. But no, it's a programming language, and I started writing the programs, simple programs, and I kind of like it, because not only that you are using something, you're actually creating something on that machine. And you start getting inputs, and you start doing graphics, and you move things around. So it's kind of interesting. So that grew my interest, and of course we do database and things like that because I get more and more interested. So by the time I was taking my O-level, I pretty much said that, okay, I want to do this. So I start looking at, and I want to work in this field. So let's go to poly, because then I have, I have that skill set right after the diploma, and I can start working. So I pick up an IT course. I pick up a diploma in IT, and of course the programming subjects I pretty much excelled it because it's my passion. I like doing it. I always do more than what is expected. But the key thing about making it a career happens during my attachment. I was attached with Standard Chartered Bank in the HR department, and I have two key projects that I did, and I still remember fondly about those projects. One, there was a period where Singapore changed our 4-digit postal code into a 6-digit. And what happened is the Singapore Post sent a CD of the mapping of the postal codes to all the companies so that they can upgrade it. So to do it manually will take time, of course. So what I did was I suggested to my supervisor, maybe I could write a program that take the old numbers and then map it up, and at the same time we can clean up our database, because of course if people put in the address field, sometimes they put the block, sometimes they don't, so they have very, very different ways of entering the information. So I did a program that cleans it up and at the same time migrate it over. So I get it done in less than 3 weeks. So of course my supervisor very happy. That one is and that was a stepping stone to the next one, which is Standard Chartered pay pension to those people who has worked with them for a long time. So now I'm attached to the payroll manager, and he said we need to do the calculations for it, and my estimate is 6 months for us to go through all the files and do the calculations, and because they have tiers and things like that. I said, Jeff, can you write the program for it? So again, I wrote the program in about 2 to 3 weeks. We have the full pension amount being generated for them. He was ecstatic. It created such a buzz in the department that even the head of the HR and payroll invited me to the office. I'm like an intern, right?
Wow,
So and he said, Jeff, thank you very much for what you did. Right now, instead of pushing it all the way out, we can do it much, much faster. And when they verify, it's accurate. So there's accuracy, there's speed.
That's
yes,
your poly days.
that's my attachment, right?
Very powerful.
And very, very powerful attachment. It empowers.
If it's any advice to any of our youths out there, how can they also uncover what they like and what they do? How can someone uncover this? It seems to be that by your mom had this thing that you did, and you one step lead to another, and alhamdulillah you are where you are today. Can you give any advice for our youths out there on uncovering your passion and your liking?
I would say keep yourself open. I think when you are young, you have very little risk. If something screws up, that's fine. But keep yourself open. Put yourself in uncomfortable situation, and you may discover what is your strength, what is your weakness. Not only you know what you want to do, you may know what you don't want to do, because it's really not you. So when you are in secondary school, before you choose that topic of studies that you want to do, make sure you try out certain things, right? Have a good ballpark. And the second part is really what you're doing now. I think is fantastic, because then you kind of explore and expose people, because what was lacking back then to me was really mentoring, and the possibility of doing more stuff. Imagine in 1995 I was writing database stuff that captures my mom my mom has a shop, so you know, I capture how much she spent as a modal, you know, how much she paid in, and how much she gets at the end of the day, and we know how much the profit is. In 1995, to me, that is a system, right? And if I you know, that's almost an inventory system. I know how much is coming in, how much is going out. But we don't have a mentor in 1995 that can help me in pursuing this. I don't have a mentor that can tell me which area of IT. You know, we don't have the internet.
Right.
You know, and we don't know where to go, because I think it's one of those careers which is not many Malay Muslims at that time are in there. And if they are in there, they are so few that you don't know where's the platform to find them.
Right.
So I think now we are blessed with this kind of platform.
Right.
You know, we have hackathons, we have so many things. Go down there and try it out. The company I work is an American company, and I think like most Westerners, they appreciate the fact that you are upfront and honest with them. They will be accommodating more than I think than what we expected them. You know, or our perceived notion on, you know, will they not like us and things like that. If they know there's certain obligations that you have to do. For example, do your salat, or you don't drink at company functions. You know, they are okay. You know, I've been to so many company functions and kickoffs and things like that, and I don't need to drink alcohol. During my time, if there's a meeting that I can schedule, I will schedule so that I have time to do my prayers and then go to the meeting. If not, you know, I will make sure that I have my wudu, and during meetings that are long, that will cut across, there will definitely be breaks. I will just step up. Right. So I mean, some of the things that I do, you know, whether I said, you know, oh, I have to go for my Friday prayers and things like that, I think that is mini da'wahs. And you know, if they have a conversation on why do you do it, you know, what is it? And of course, you know, the traditional, every time there's Hari Raya, Eid, Happy New Year. Right? They will say, hey, Happy New Year. Like, yeah. You know, it's really not our New Year, but thank you for your wishes. You know, it's a celebration after fasting. And then they will ask, oh, you've been fasting for 1 month? I say, yeah.
Now then they know.
And this is the celebration of it. So it's quite interesting. And those people who are close to me know that it's no longer New Year. So to me, that's a good misunderstanding of certain celebrations that we have and things like that. And, you know, depending on how deeper they want to know, we get deeper. You know, at least superficially, we get the facts right. So my take is, you know, if you are not hiding, if you put your values out there, people will respect. You know, especially for big companies like me, we have anti-discrimination laws. We take courses. We cannot discriminate people even if they are, you know, their sexual orientation is different, religion, race. You know, if we hire a woman, we can't even ask whether do you have children and are you going to be pregnant and things like that, because so there's a lot of mechanism within the company structure to make sure that your religious belief, your personality, your lifestyle does not impede your career succession. And if you get into this kind of company, well, make use of it. Right? You know, you already have that advantage. Like I said, not all companies are like that, so you have to be tactful. But if you do and you know, just be upfront, and people will appreciate you for being honest, and they will appreciate you for having that character, because work is beyond just what you deliver. How you deliver it is actually very as important on what you deliver.
It's great. Just want to maybe ask you for any parting advice for our viewers out there, perhaps who are mainly, I would assume, Muslim youths who are trying to progress in their lives. Any particular words for them?
Yeah. I would say experiment and try. Especially the younger you are, the more you should try, and don't be afraid to ask. I'm reading through this book, and I'm 25%. The book title is "Good Leaders Ask Great Questions." And so far, one of the key themes is, you know, if you don't ask questions, you really don't know where you're going. You won't know as much. You know, and I think there's a Malay proverb around it. You know, kalau tak tanya sesat jalan. I think it's very pertinent when I was reading this book. So explore yourself, ask questions, ask the people who has more experience. And now with all the tools that you have and all the organizations, whether it's Malay Muslim organization or non-Malay Muslim organization at the national level, if you just write an email even to their contact me or contact us email address, they will try and help you. There's a lot of people out there who is willing to give their time. So ask, you probably will get in touch with people, you will get in touch with resources to find out more about things that you are interested in. Right? And then, pick one or two and push it to the next level, and then push it to the next level, and then you can streamline.
Great.
And the second advice that I have is don't be something which is different from you. Don't pretend. It's going to be very tiring for you to always put up and act with different people, and at the end of the day, you don't know who you should be with different group of people. So always be genuine to yourself, and whether be comfortable that you are a Muslim, be comfortable that you are a Malay, or Indian or Arab or anything else. Be comfortable with what you are. Everyone will come in with strength and weaknesses, so that's fine. But don't pretend, right? If you're a Muslim, behave as a good Muslim. And I think that is one of the advantage that we have as Muslims, is because a lot of the things that we do, we have a better sense of purpose, higher purpose on why we are doing things. We even our job, even doing certain things can be a da'wah and an amal for us. So take advantage of that. Not many people has that worldview. So take advantage of that. There's advantages of being racially what we are. So like I said, be yourself, be confident. It's much easier when you know who don't like you for you. You can avoid them. I always put myself out there, and if I know the person can't work with me, the person can't work with me. And I work with the person that can work with me. So be genuine, be honest. Make sure your word is gold. And that comes in with a lot of reputation, building and capacity building. So if you promise something, make sure you deliver. And once you have that, a lot of doors will be open for you. And then you will be spoiled for choices, which is a good problem.
Which is where you're at.
Which is a good problem. You can choose what you want to do. You can choose what you don't want to do. And people will trust your judgment, and they say, make good judgment. And if you say you'll do it, you're spot on. You'll do it. Thank you.
Thanks again, Jeff. Thank you so much for your words of wisdom, and thank you for the time coming up from Beijing and being here. Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you.
your help for the community also.
Thank you, and all the best for your project.
Thank you so much.
All right.
And there you have it. Jeff, voted the highest paid intern in 1995 and a great community leader. We really hope you enjoyed the session. We'll have many more ordinary Muslims who have actually done rather extraordinary things. So if you have any questions, comments, feedback, please like us at ilhamsg.com, follow us, give us your thoughts and feedback, and we'll do our very best to be able to serve you. Have a good evening and a good day ahead. Take care. Peace be upon you.